It slaps different when you... Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So I decided to do a Q&A / get to know me tag. I probably should have done this a long time ago, but this process of sitting in front of the camera like this is mad awkward, and I'm feeling very awkward, but here I am, ready. Okay, so I'll just get into the questions because this process. First question: what inspired you to start your yoga journey, and when was it? Okay, I'll start with the when. So I started practicing in 2015. That was like towards the end of first year actually. And the reason why I started this journey was because I was the bottom. I was going through it all. I was the pits. I was a mess. Like everything you can think of, I was it. I mean, not in a bad sense, like in terms of whom goes out, you know, like just emotionally, you know, and mentally, and I think spiritually as well. I was not okay, and I was like lost, maybe I could say I was lost. So I decided to like embark on like this spiritual journey, you know, and start this journey of like self-discovery, you know, find myself and all of that. And I decided to do that because I was going through, well, it was during a time when everything was changing around me. My environment had changed, like moving into varsity, living on my own, and you know, just people changing around me, myself as well. I was changing, like, and just everything was just different and out of place, and I needed direction and I needed to self-discover. And so I was introduced to yoga. I decided to join in, and I started, and it kind of helped me center myself a lot. And that's exactly what I needed at the time. I just needed to center myself. I needed to find myself again. I needed to find direction. I needed to find clarity. I needed to go through a process of self-realization. And that is why and when I started. Okay, second question. How was your first yoga experience? Okay, I remember going with a friend of mine, Dumi, and I was always like procrastinating going on my own, and I would never go if I wasn't with Dumi. So I decided to go with her. Eventually we were both available and we went. And did I go alone? I don't know. No, I was alone. I went alone the first time because her and I kept like clashing in terms of time, and you know, it Dumi likes to sleep, so it always clashed in terms of us going. So then I decided to go on my own. I was like, you know what, fuck this shit, I've been signed up, so I need to go. So I remember going on my own, and I was late as usual. And when I got there, they had already started, and I just had to like just find a spot to put my mat there, and it just felt so uncomfortable. I was so insecure. I felt so awkward, and yeah, and it was like a different experience, of course, because it was something new to me. And going in there, and yeah, it was just very uncomfortable, you know. And even during the whole thing, you just almost feel like you're being examined, you know. You feel like you're being scrutinized throughout the whole practice. And really, it was all in my head. It was literally all in my head. But the first experience, like any other, I think, for anything is uncomfortable. Sometimes it feels weird, and you feel very insecure, you know, and you're not free and you're not that open. But eventually I got used to it the more I went, and it was so rewarding. It was actually so rewarding, and I'm glad that I went. Next question: is there a clash between yoga and various religions? Okay, I've realized that a lot of people don't want to go into yoga because they think yoga is like Buddhist, or it's Hindu. I don't know what you guys are hearing out here in these streets, but what I think yoga is it's just a practice on its own, and it's not part of any religion. It's not subject to any religion, really. And so I think it can be a practice that you incorporate in any religion, whether you're Christian, whether you're Hindu, Muslim, anything. It's just a practice that brings you closer to yourself, and in the process brings you closer to God, especially if you do it for spiritual reasons. So I think you can definitely integrate yoga with any religion that you're a part of. And I mean, I know a lot of people who practice yoga who are Christian, and there are people who are atheists who practice yoga. Yoga is not bound to any religion, and I feel like people need to get rid of that assumption, because it is not it. Like for me, yoga guides your spiritual journey, and more than anything, I feel like this is me now saying that there's a difference between religion and spirituality. Let's not fight, but that's what I'm saying, and that's just my view also. So for me, you can use yoga not to guide you in your religion, but to guide you in your journeys as a spiritual being, to guide you in your journey as a human being who's trying to love themselves, who's trying to improve themselves, who's trying to accept themselves, and also accept the world and love the world, and just become closer to themselves, and then in the process becoming closer to God. If that makes sense. I hope it does, and I hope it answers the question. What lifestyle changes did you have to make when you started yoga? Not many, hey, nothing much. Just chilling. Well, no, I didn't have to. I mean, I didn't make any drastic lifestyle changes. I mean, we all know that most people go for a sattvic type of diet, you know, like having sattvic foods, which are like fresh vegetables, legumes, and like wheat, just like healthy stuff, and that does not include meat. And other people become vegan, other people become vegetarian, which is part of the sattvic diet. I didn't make any changes. I mean, I'm slowly, like right now, it's been 5 years, and now I'm at a point where I feel like I'm ready to become vegetarian. I don't know, don't quote me on that one, give me time. But a lot of people become vegetarian or vegan, and it's not a must. It's really not imperative that you stop eating meat or you follow a certain type of diet, because there are some yogis who do not drink alcohol. I do drink alcohol, and also iwine is also like there's no set rule as to what you should, you know, eat and not eat. I think also because it's a personal journey, and so I feel like I don't want to feel bound to something that I know I won't be fully committed to because I'm not ready, you know. And like I said, with even being a vegetarian, I feel like I'm ready. So you need to feel ready for certain things, and if you don't want to stop drinking, then carry on drinking and still be a yogi. And I think that's where the balance comes in. As a yogi, you need to kind of balance everything out, you know, and balance parts of you with the practice. So I didn't make many lifestyle changes, but I know the biggest thing I had to do was be committed completely. So I would rather choose to not come through to certain things because I want to go do yoga. And you know, it's just commitment. You know, I'd rather not sleep, like wake up early to go practice, or sleep late to practice, you know, or miss out on certain things. And that's just where the commitment thing comes in, because yoga is a lifestyle. And so you need to be free and open to practice anytime and be committed to the practice completely and fully. I hope that answers the question. Next question is, what books have shaped your yoga journey? Okay, I didn't really read a lot of books in terms of the yoga practice itself. I read a lot of books that guided my spiritual journey more than anything. I read quite a few. I will add them to the description box. That's what you call it. Did you hear me? I will add it to the description box. Okay, but I know that one of the first books, I read a book called Coming Back by Prabhupada, which is him, and the book was about like death, dealing with death, and just, you know, the concept of death and reincarnation and all of that. That's a topic for another day. But I needed to read that book because at the time I was dealing with like a death of a loved one, like someone very, 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 very dear to my heart, my grandfather. And I was not okay. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't live. Literally, I couldn't live. And I read that book. So yeah, that's one of the first books I read. And then I read this. This book is amazing. I lent it to a few friends, and this book is amazing. And you know, the science of self-realization, it's just guiding you in terms of realizing yourself, you know, and with yoga being one of the tools that you can use to reach self-realization. It is one of the books that guided my yoga journey. There's a chapter here which talks about practicing yoga in the age of quarrel. So, you know, practicing yoga in a very noisy space, in a very noisy world, in a very, you know, toxic world. So this book is amazing. I'd recommend it. But right now, literally 5 years into my journey, I am reading this gem. This book is everything. I'm not far, but this has everything to do with yoga. So if you feel like you need to read up on something that will guide your journey, this is it. And it has a lot of asanas here, poses. So I think this book is really helpful. I wish I found this book when I started this journey, but 5 years later. But this book is amazing. If you want to start, this is the book. There's also a book called The Yoga Bible. I saw it recently. It's like 2 million and it's mad thick. That's also another book you can get if you want to start off and you have 2 million in your pocket or lying around somewhere. Get that book. If not, then use Google. Next question. Do I have to attend any yoga classes before practicing on my own? It's a yes and no. Okay, I'll say yes first because I think it's important to attend classes, just a few, you know, if you're a very introverted person. I think it's important to attend classes because then you're guided by someone with knowledge, someone who's experienced, and then that way your practice becomes more refined, you know, when you have someone to guide you and you're under someone's wing. I was under someone's wing for like 4 years, if not 3 years, and it helps you be more refined in terms of your practice, and it just guides you a bit more, and it's just exposure as well, and it just helps you progress more, you know. Then when you're practicing on your own, you can't really scrutinize yourself properly. So yes, because of that reason. And no, because I feel like if you've established some sense of security within your body and with yourself as a person, and if you're confident and your self-esteem is up there, then you can definitely practice on your own. And it's just cheaper, you know. You can just always go on YouTube, Google, you know, there's PDFs, there's just everything out there on the internet that you can use, and you can practice on your own and become refined on your own. But you know, I think a lot of people also choose to practice on their own because this process of like being around people aren't secure. But so that's why I'm saying, if you're secure and you've got that confidence already, then go ahead on your own. But if you don't, it's best to allow yourself into a space where there's other people, so that you experience that insecurity and conquer it, so that you experience that those inhibitions and then conquer them, you know. Yeah, I hope that helps. Question is, where can I buy chakra incense sticks, candles, and crystals? House of Isis in Rosebank. That place is my paradise. That place is my home. That place is my safe haven. I love that place. But I mean, most things are 2 million also, but Okay, but I will definitely put the number there, the contact details for there, and the address on the description box. I'm gonna get used to saying that. Oh, and also I always buy stuff in Durban. There's a place called Rare Earth. Every time I go to Durban, that's where I buy stuff, and it's much cheaper there. There's something about coastal areas and crystals and, you know, like all these spiritual stuff. It's called Rare Earth in Gateway. Rare Earth is the perfect esoteric haven for me when I go to Durban. Things there are mad cheap. Like, you get dream catchers, you can get candles, incense, crystals, pendants, rings, like everything is there. Next question. I'm plus size. Can I still do yoga, and what benefits come from yoga? Okay, let me start with the first part of the question. You're plus size, can you do yoga? Definitely. People feel like because of the size of their body or the shape of their body, they can't practice yoga, and that is not it. That is not true. It doesn't matter what size you are. It doesn't matter what shape you are. You can definitely practice yoga. And, you know, yoga is more fluid, you know, in terms of, you're not limited in terms of the poses you can do. There's so many poses out there. There's thousands and thousands of poses that you can do, and there are certain poses that you can do that can suit your body, that can suit your size, kind of support your weaknesses physically. There's also like poses that people who have injuries can do, you know. So it's for everyone. It's for everybody. This fear of being plus size and wanting to do yoga needs to be shifted, because I've done yoga with a few plus size people and they do quite well. And a little secret, they tend to be more flexible than the skinny people. So there's a lot of people that I know who are plus size and are yogis, like professionally, and they are trained, and really, like, your body is not an impediment. That's where the importance of yoga comes in, is that yoga teaches you how to accept your body. Yoga teaches you how to master moving around with your body, how to master creating shapes and movements and poses with your body, regardless of your shape, regardless of your size. This book is actually a perfect example, because even with age, people who are older are very, like, fearful of practicing yoga because of their age. And you can practice yoga. I know I've been to classes where there's like someone who's like 68. Like, guys, come on, live. You see. And BKS Iyengar was like in his 70s here. And he's doing all of this. He's better than me here at his big age, regardless of his size. The second part of the question is, what benefits come from yoga? Yoga helps you lose weight. It tones you up so well, and it boosts your self-confidence. It literally makes you feel secure with your body, you know, and it does something to your mind where you're completely open and free in your own body, you know, and it helps you accept yourself internally and externally. So it will help you accept your weaknesses. It just helps you to accept and to not judge yourself, you know, when you fail or when you struggle with certain things. And it just teaches you to be patient with your body, and it teaches you to be patient with yourself. But, you know, honestly, I feel like there's no pose that you can't do. You know, if you've got arms, legs, like, you're together completely, there is no pose that you cannot do, because it's really not that limiting. And I think the biggest thing is just opening up your muscles. Everyone has muscles. Whether you are bigger or smaller, you can open up your muscles, and there's no pose you can't do. Really, I trust yourself, babes. Love yourself, accept yourself, and you can do anything, literally. Okay, so the next question will answer a part of the last question of the previous question. The question is, the question is, how has yoga improved your life holistically? On the physical side, I need a cramp. on the physical side, yoga has toned my body up really well, and my core strength is insane. And it's improved on my balance. Your balance in most poses is in the core. So my core is like getting pretty solid, you know, with time. And also my this cramp. And also my arm strength has improved really drastically, as well as my legs. Like, it just builds your strength, your physical strength, your flexibility, your length, how you can lengthen your body in various poses. It's also improved my endurance, like your endurance and tolerance for pain in yoga. It becomes so intense. Like, you can hold various poses for a very long period of time, because your tolerance of pain, which is connected to the mental part of it, like your mind masters the art of tolerating the pain, of enduring the pain. But obviously not like, no, you hurting yourself to a point where you need a hospital. Just the stretch, you know, of the muscle or the various muscles, it helps you like hold the pose. You know, it's intense, but it does something to the mind. It changes your mindset completely. And in terms of the mental side, the emotional / spiritual side of yoga, let me just say, in terms of personal growth, I've become very patient. I'm very patient with myself, and I'm patient with the people around me. So I've just become really patient. I'm patient with my mind, I'm patient with my body, you know, I'm patient with my heart. I'm just patient with myself completely. And I've also become very peaceful and centered and calm, you know, and I'm so grounded and I'm so rooted. And that's what yoga has done for me. You know, I've become so centered and so rooted that nothing anyone says around me shakes me, you know, because I've reached a point where I'm so centered that I know myself, and I've acquired so much self-knowledge through my spiritual journey, through my yoga journey. When you acquire so much self-knowledge that even when someone says something, you know, because people say hurtful things, you know, people judge you, people choose to define you sometimes. But when you're grounded, when you're centered, and when you know yourself so well, you're not moved, you know, and you're not shaken, because you know who you are, you know your soul, you know your mind, you know your heart, and you know your body. And regardless of how you are in all those aspects, you've accepted yourself. And that's another thing yoga does. It teaches you how to accept yourself. And you accept yourself the way you are, you accept your journey, you accept where you are, you accept your weaknesses, you accept your strengths, and you work on your weaknesses. And it's just a humbling process. It literally brings you down to earth. Another thing yoga has done for me is love, you know, with that acceptance I just spoke about. The love, the self-love, the love for everything around me, the love for people, the love for love, the love for life, the love for breath, just to breathe. I find love, I find gratitude in it. And you know, it just teaches you a whole lot of self-love, which is where it all starts. Self-love. And over time it also brings you closer to God, and you learn to love God, you know. And it's just very spiritual in that sense, that you acquire so much self-love and self-acceptance in the journey, in the process, in the practice, that you love everything around you, you know, and you just feel lighter. Literally, yoga makes you feel lighter, you feel calmer. I think the biggest thing that's been improved in my life is my sense of peace and my sense of calm. I am so calm. I'm probably too calm sometimes, but I'm like very calm, and I've become so peaceful, you know. Literally, this peace manifests itself in my mind, in my heart, you know, in my spirit, and I just carry it with me wherever I go. And you know, people will test you, people will try you. Literally, people will try. I'm not saying I don't get angry, but people will try you, you know. But as you go deeper into the process, and as you evolve in the process, you become more peaceful. That even in situations where you're meant to be angry, you're not. It probably gets annoying to some people, but you just reach the state of peace. Like I said, you're not shaken by the external anymore, because everything is internal. It's the mind, it's the heart, it's the spirit, it's the soul. You control everything. You're literally in control of everything, and you allow what consumes you. And that's another thing that yoga's done for me, is that I've been able to decide and to control and to be aware and conscious of what I choose to consume me, what I choose to consume my mind in terms of thoughts, what I choose to consume my heart in terms of my emotions. And that's the biggest thing in terms of dealing with stress, dealing with anxiety. I had hectic anxiety. And that's one of the reasons why I started yoga back in first year, because my anxiety was insane. And you become so in tune with yourself. You're in tune with your mind, you're in tune with your heart, you're in tune with your body, and you know how to calm yourself down, and you decide what you allow to consume you. And that's the beautiful thing about it, is that you acquire the sense of control that you didn't have before. And everything just works because you're aware that everything is interconnected. Everything works together, and being aware of that helps you to control the whole process, to control the whole system, and to just exist in a better way in this world, because it gets real. I hope that answers the question. The next question is, should one practice yoga in one place or in any environment where they find peace? Well, I think that you can practice yoga anywhere. I mean, it's advisable to practice yoga in a peaceful, silent, spacious place. But I think over time, when you've been practicing for quite a while, you learn to practice in any space, whether it's loud, whether it's quiet. Regardless of the environment you're in, you can practice. And that's the power of yoga, and that's the purpose of yoga, to be able to practice in any space, in any environment, under any circumstances. And the moment you reach a point where you can practice yoga in the noisiest of spaces, or you can meditate in the noisiest of spaces, that's when you know that you are there. You have arrived. You are arrived. It's literally the power of being able to silence your mind in the noise, and the ability to control your mind in that sense, to reach that capacity of control where you can calm yourself in a noisy space, where you can calm yourself in the busiest of places, where you can calm your mind, calm your soul, calm your body in any space. Then you are there. And that's the point of yoga. If you practiced a few times in peaceful spaces, challenge yourself and try and practice in noisy spaces, or in spaces that are like quite busy. It allows you to center yourself in a place where there is no calm, to center yourself in a place where there is no peace. And it just teaches you that you can always silence your mind even in the storm, and that's like in real life. And that just brings me to the last bit that I want to say, is that when people say that yoga is a lifestyle, it is what it is. That yoga does not end on the mat. The practice does not end on the mat. The fact that during practice you experience pain, you experience heat, you experience discomfort, you experience doubts, you experience fear, you experience insecurity, you experience inhibitions, and all of these, this is just to name a few, but you experience all of these in actual reality. But because yoga has tools that are used to kind of conquer all these things that I've named, is that you use that in real life as well. So if yoga teaches you how to endure pain, if yoga teaches you how to be tolerant of pain, then you take that endurance, you take that tolerance, and you put it in real life. If yoga teaches you how to be patient with yourself, you take that patience and you take it into real life, where you become patient with yourself, with your experiences. You become patient with life, and you become patient with the people around you. If yoga teaches you self-acceptance, then you accept yourself in real life, then you accept other people just as they are. If yoga teaches you how to be grounded and how to be centered in any pose, then you take that sense of centeredness and that sense of being grounded, you take it with you in real life, and you ground yourself and you center yourself in any situation and in your being as you exist. If you experience confidence and pride while you practice, you take that confidence and you take that pride and you carry it with you in real life. Wherever you go, whatever experience, you're confident. If yoga and meditation bring you a sense of peace, you carry that peace with you. and you make it be who you are. So you carry it in your mind, you have a peaceful mind, you carry it in your spirit, and you carry it in your heart, and you make it be who you are. If you find a sense of love when you find self-acceptance in the practice, then you carry that love with you and you be love. You know, when you experience love and you learn how to express love and you learn how to teach love and you share love and you give love and you become love, you know, and you just carry that love within you. So all these qualities that you experience during the practice, you carry them with you in real life. You make them be who you are. You carry it in your mind. You channel all these things into your mind. You channel them into your heart and into your spirit. Yoga does not end on the mat. That's why yoga shapes you as a person, holistically, completely. And you become a better person. And you learn how to live in the cruel world. You learn how to live a happy life in a sad world. You learn how to live a fearless life in a very fearful world. You learn how to live a peaceful life in a very chaotic world. You learn to be loving in a very hateful world. You learn to be calm in all the busyness. And that, beautiful people, is the beauty of yoga. And I hope that it will be the same for you as it has been for me. Love and light, peace and blessings. Hey, Ben. Fucking technology. That yoga. Wait, what? It's a frozen lip gloss, guys, by my sister. It's my sister's. She sold it to me for 30 rand. I didn't like that. You know, and oof, oof, stretch a lot. And especially if your arms can't reach. What did I want to say?